How are you?
How are you feeling? Not so much energy?
How was the day?
Good? Woo!
I always
Well,
like to ask people what's a bit the recap. So what are the takeaways you take home? Someone wants to share something?
someone wants to share
I can
something?
come with the mic.
No?
Yeah?
No? Ivo, what's your takeaways of the 2 days? Yeah, come.
To be honest, amazing networking, lots of great people out here, and as a startup, it has been a great opportunity. So yeah, thank you for that.
Ivo's going to be on stage in a bit pitching, so you'll see me again. Any other takeaways? Guys? Ladies? No?
And NFTs are back.
Are entities back? Helmut?
I think it's amazing that here quite unknown projects and like the second biggest blockchain existing on the world sitting on the same panel and discuss stuff and even not agree on things. It really gives the possibility to the audience to judge themselves what's existing out there. There are more things that you're even aware of. It's a great possibility to raise awareness. So even if you're a small project, I can advise, try to be present and get awareness. This is the right place to be.
Yeah, I think that's a good point, Helmut. We've had several panels with some giant players in industry, either from TradFi or crypto native giants, but also younger projects, and combining, the smaller and bigger fishes together. I think it's amazing, because at the end of the day, we all play an important role in this ecosystem. I saw a thing over there. Yeah, come over.
Actually, first of all, thank you so much for organizing so great conference. Our team
Welcome.
Our team come from Dubai. We participated a lot on different conferences in Dubai, and actually the difference is huge. This conference is so emotional, so open, so you feel in this crypto community strength. So thank you so much for organizing so heart of all crypto community here in Barcelona. From another angle, I want to say that it looks like very promising that DeFi space and AML and crypto security is growing rapidly. So it's great to meet with professionals, great to exchange with ideas. And we all of us actually in our project in Alpha AML, we trying to make this crypto environment a little bit more friendly, more secure, and thank you so much for helping with that.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for coming.
Amazing. Anyone else wants to say something? You feel warm? Yeah, good.
I can go.
All right, hi. Victoria, actually I was looking for you. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
they told me you're like one of the organizers.
Yes,
Nice to meet you.
nice to meet you.
I just missed you. Just wanted to say, not bad. 3 quick notes. First of all, first time here, EBC, wonderful. I will be back next year, and I will hopefully be on that startup battle finals. This year I did not have a chance.
Sounds good.
But if I had 2 minutes on the men's stage, they told me I must ask you if I can have it. But it can be next year, but if you feel like somebody is missing and you want to give me 2 minutes on my pitch on a blockchain that will actually change things on the ground in the most troubled region of the world for human security, environmental security, and for the people of the Middle East. So if you want to find out about that,
What's the name of your company?
it's called MEVU, Middle East Virtual Union. But it's
Middle
on
East
stealth mode.
Virtual Union.
It's on stealth mode, and it just came live 2 days ago. So if you
So
want to
next year we'll be here next year.
Thank you, Victoria.
Thank you. Good. I think we're a little bit more warmed up. Yeah. Ivo, you ready?
Okay, so we'll tell you the plan, right?
Yes.
So we have the finals of the startup competition. We will introduce first of all our esteemed jury members. Later we will have the 5 finalists pitching with questions from our members. After that, there's going to be the voting and the announcement of the 3 winners. We will also introduce briefly the companies who are providing the prizes for the startup competition, because without them, we couldn't have done it. And after that, we will have some drinks outside with some loud music.
With the
Yes?
Venga boys.
With the Venga boys.
Hey! Hey, big applause, bigger, bigger, bigger. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Woo! Okay. Yeah, I guess I did. Yeah, what's very important is you will not be able to vote, you guys on the floor, but we have the jury members. They'll be able to vote.
So please welcome on stage our jury members. We have Oliver Smith, CEO at VALUEX.
Have a seat.
We have Nikita. Let's try the surname. Shinkarev, right, from COINTELEGRAPH.
Woo!
And we have Andrew Jurgielan, CRO at One.io. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And a quick note, One.io is also the sponsor of the Startup Battle. So if you haven't checked them out, it's a simple website, One, but spelled One. One.io. It's very simple. Oh, but not with the number, no? It's always spelled.
Yeah, one.io.
Yeah, but it's very simple. So guys, if you can present yourself shortly now, we're going to get the papers where you're going to vote. And then we will start with the first startup to come and pitch. Yeah, I guess you can stand here, talk both to the jury members and to the audience. Yeah? We'll all have a mic? Good. Okay, so yeah, please go ahead, Oliver, with the short introduction.
Yeah, okay. So my name is Oliver. VALUEX is a Liechtenstein-based company where we support, as a venture studio, startups, scale-ups from the emerging tech area, and yeah, we have developed our own rating, which we apply in order to find out which projects are promising. Happy to be here today, and I'm curious about the finalists.
Yeah. Oh! Okay.
Hi everyone, I'm Nick. Just to shorten a bit, I represent COINTELEGRAPH. I guess you know almost anyone knows them. So we are kind of one of the largest crypto media in the world, and we recently launched an accelerator stream, which basically supports startups, early stage startups, with everything that we can actually support with. And yeah, I'm really happy to see a lot of people there and here, and actually really appreciate that you joined us. And I wish good luck all the startups.
Okay, Andrew, your time.
Hey everyone, very nice to be here. I'm AJ, I'm the Chief Revenue Officer at One.io. We're a global fintech. We were founded back in 2017. We have 2 main propositions. We have One.io Fusion, which is our institutional digital asset trading proposition. We offer crypto custody, institutional trading platform, OTC, and a crypto payment processing solution. And then we also have One.io Connect, which is our global payments and banking network, provisioning named accounts in multiple different currencies, connected to various payment schemes, with spot FX and global payments for principally underserved, underbanked businesses worldwide. Very excited to be here. Great to see so many exciting startups and a lot of progress in the ecosystem as a whole. Getting accounts for businesses that are newly incorporated or newly licensed, particularly when you're dealing with nascent technologies like blockchain and Web3, can be very, very difficult. So, you know, we've got first-hand experience in catering to that market, and yeah, looking forward to see what the panelists have to offer.
Amazing. So, thank you. Okay, so we're still waiting for your scorecard so you can vote. So I'm just going to ask you a few questions. So, what are you mostly excited about when it comes to these startups? Or what also excited about, but also like, what is it that you're looking for? Of course, we talk about different startups in different segments, but still, what is it that you're looking for? I mean,
Should
in
I
terms
go
of
first?
yeah. Yes, go.
Actually, I'm not looking for hype or buzzwords. We are.
So it's a no-go for you
we
if
are-
it's AI.
We're really looking for what is called value investing. So use
That
cases.
sounds a bit old school.
Yeah, it is, but it's still applicable.
Okay.
It's use cases, business model, and team. And at the end of the day, that's what counts. Because what we see today is that much of venture capital that has been spent over the last years is now locked up in projects that don't produce any return or any exits, which is really a big problem we have today, which would be really different if the VCs and investors would have acted differently. So we are always looking for projects that have a sound foundation, and I think that's the right direction.
Makes sense. Thank you. Nick?
Yeah, totally makes sense, actually. I support you. Well, honestly, if we speak personally, I'd say that tokenization, real-world asset tokenization is kind of on the right now, and I understand why. And honestly, I believe that tokenization is kind of the next step that actually can be really kind of good use case for the crypto in general. And yeah, so I'm enthusiastic about it personally.
And when you look at startups, what do you need to see to actually see that there is a potential in the startup?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of companies are currently tokenizing private credit, equities, and so on. So I see a huge opportunity there. And yeah, and honestly, like with this world of AI thing, tokenization is a bit kind of at least fresh air for all of the crypto startups. So at least, I mean, it's kind of really working use case, a value-based use case, I'd say.
Fantastic. Andrew?
Yeah, and I think just to add to that, just a real-world use case and a real USP that differentiates you from the market. I'm a believer that you can, if you've got the USP and you've got something that really solves a pain
You
point.
need to tell the audience what's USP.
Yeah, if you've got a USP and you can, that is
What
really.
is it?
With 1.0?
No, you say USP, what is that?
A unique selling point. So
Good.
really what it is that you've got that the market doesn't have that is going to solve a real world problem for your customer. I think if you've got that, and provided you've got that, the commercialization of that is generally the easier part, because if you've got something that people truly want, people will pay for it. So I think that's certainly something that I'm interested in seeing. And I think tokenization and crypto payments, you hear all these sort of terms across the past couple of days, and there are thousands of companies out there trying to break into this space. So really, not all of them are going to win. So what it is about your product specifically that stands out from the crowd.
Perfect. So, Oliver, before you mentioned you try to avoid hyped words. So I guess this is a question for the three of you. So, I mean, by nature, we are all influenced by hype. I mean, you see two bakeries. One has a long queue. You're going to go to that one, right? You don't even know why, but you're like, if there is like 10 people in the queue, I'm going to go to that one. So how do you control that? Because this is human nature to just follow the crowd.
Yeah, it's thorough analysis, I would say. Sorry, that's
The
very
bakery.
boring. I know that's very boring, but that's what it is. If you apply your analysis and your assessment, then you probably find out that some of these projects that are just riding the hype wave have no substance, and then you make your choice, yeah. And maybe
But
one
I mean,
aspect.
Sequoia invested in FTX, right? They're great investors.
But you have to ask them why they did it. Yeah?
Yeah, but I guess so sometimes it's difficult to.
Yeah, we saw Build AI this year to explode, and I think Microsoft invested 400 or 500 millions into this wonderful project that promised that you don't have to deploy, coders anymore because the AI is doing it for you. But there was no AI. So I always ask, when did they do the due diligence? And the problem is that they probably did not do it at all. And that's what you should avoid.
Andrew, Nick, how to avoid
Well,
hype?
I mean, for VCs, for investors in general, this optimism is made by design, right? So they need to be optimists. They need to kind of believe in kind of disruption and the really big things, because otherwise they wouldn't be doing their job, right? But honestly, I believe that any team, VC team or investor team, should definitely have kind of balanced approach to that, as Oliver referred to.
At balance what, sorry?
That Oliver referred to. So if you have some guys that actually kind of can do some ground research, can kind of maintain critical thinking, and be not as much optimistic as you, that should be a well-balanced team, and you actually will succeed in the market, I guess.
And Andrew?
Yeah, and I think about the VC fund that's invested into our business, and I guess they have a really strong degree of technical knowledge, so they're not just guided by what we tell them, they're actually out there testing that in the market, and in many instances, the experts in the space, which is good. I guess diversification, right? They've invested in a range of similar business to ours, which helps them sort of, I guess, see which ones are real and which ones are not. So I think that's really important as well.
Thank you. And two questions in one. So what are you thinking is going to be some main challenges in the next 12 months for the industry, but also great opportunities, both the not so positive and the positive side for the next 12 months?
Should we speak about AI once again?
AI? Yeah, if that's a opportunity. Tell me.
Well, for sure. I mean, we will see, and no one knows, I guess. So, I mean, at least it will be a huge success or or a huge fail. I don't know, but honestly, I think
what's the
that
use case? When can we see AI in
well, I
crypto?
mean, well, it's kind of really long
Collaborate.
discussion, I guess. But still, as we started from kind of following USP kind of approach, right? So USP searching approach. So basically, if someone will find this use case that can be actually used in real life, that will be kind of the first evidence that actually.
What use case did you mention?
Any USP. So I mean, use case might be. I personally believe that for B2C, AI is rather less applicable compared to B2B. So for B2B, like data processing, something like that, AI can change some things. But for B2C, as we've started from kind of ChatGPT or OpenAI, so I mean, there might be some disappointment at least at this sphere, but you never know, right? So for B2B, there might be huge opportunities for startups, for businesses in general, and we'll see how it goes.
Hello?
I think what we will see within the next 12 months, nobody really knows exactly, but for sure, I'm convinced that we will see the further development of the token economy as a whole.
What does that mean? A token economy as a
Token
whole?
economy in terms of, there is this idea that everything will be tokenized. It will not be everything, but many parts, how, traditional finance is changing completely. That's what we are seeing today. We will see that the next 12 months. Exchanges that go into traditional banking, banks that go into digital assets, I think that's for sure.
And neobanks.
Of course.
Yeah.
I think that's the big change that is happening now. Yeah? So we're in the initial phase of mass adoption. It's happening now, and it will happen for the next years.
Yeah, and I think just to add to that, I think in terms of mass adoption, I think crypto payments is really at the precipice of moving into that space. So I think for the longest time, crypto payments have been something which, in a B2B context, businesses have had to do out of necessity, not necessarily because they've wanted to. But with the emergence of technology of the past couple of years, and I guess broader understanding and broader tolerance of cryptocurrency, you're now seeing a world where crypto payments are starting to become almost as easy as a traditional fiat payment. And I think with that is going to be the inflection point where mass adoption happens and people realize that actually this is in many instances, perhaps an easier or cheaper way to actually move money than the traditional fiat system. And I think on the challenges side of things, I think regulatory challenges are always going to be a big part of this. Obviously with MiCA, with the Genius Act, and just with the local regulatory regimes in many jurisdictions have become much tighter and much more stringent on VASPs and firms in the crypto space than they have been historically. So sort of the days of being able to sort of operate in a pre-regulated environment or being able to sort of do things without having the, I guess, adequate licensing is well and truly behind us. And that's obviously going to add a significant cost to operators within the space and challenges in terms of if they want to scale their business and take their business across borders, whilst historically they might have been able to do that from a single license in a offshore jurisdiction, in the new world, you're going to need to have licenses in many, many different jurisdictions. And with that's going to become regulatory challenges in terms of being compliant in every jurisdiction, but obviously costs and lead times to actually get those licenses and maintain those licenses.
Thank you. Do we have the scorecards? Okay, you're working on it. We're almost there. So, okay, just...
Maybe just one thing that we will not see probably within the next 12 months will be quantum computing. I'm missing a little bit the discussion about this because it will happen within the next 5 years. That's the predictions until 2030, and that will be a game changer. So, because then every encryption that we know today is just not working anymore. I think we should address this topic a little bit more because it's really a game changer.
There is a big quantum computer here in Barcelona, actually. But that's another story. Okay, so now you also mentioned a little bit adoption. So if we look at most European countries, I mean, most countries actually globally, the retail side in terms of holding crypto, it's quite big. I mean, we see everything from 5% to 30-40% of population, maybe even higher in some countries. So that's quite interesting. But if we look at traditional investment funds, asset managers, it's still almost non-existent. So it is. You talk to local asset managers all over Europe, and almost none of them are doing it. I mean, a few innovative funds are doing something, but almost them are not doing anything yet. So when can we expect this to be something normal for asset managers? Let's just say in Europe, around Europe as a whole. We're going from, I know, Sweden, Denmark, Norway, all the way to south of Europe. And how is also that going to like influence the whole industry when those players are going to get into the space?
Well, I have no figures about that, honestly. So maybe there are some exposure for, I mean, there is some exposure for crypto in family offices. I guess they pretty own a lot of crypto.
But they're more flexible, you know, they do.
Yeah, true.
Right?
I mean, it depends on the ecosystem as a whole, right? So if they will have any tools and kind of means that they can actually invest in crypto, they will do that. So again, they are kind of economic agents that acting as rational, at least rational agents. So that's why it doesn't make sense for them to miss the opportunity, right? So if they have any opportunity to invest in that, and if they would like to diversify their portfolios, they will do that. And it's actually happening. It's happening right now, I guess.
Yeah, and I think just to add to that, there are multiple ways to get exposure, maybe not direct exposure, but indirect exposure to the price of digital assets by partnering with firms like ours, for example. So there are a lot more innovative ways to sort of, I guess, give fund managers or give asset managers exposure to crypto without direct investment, if it is the case that their mandates are still such that they can't have exposure there, even though that's where the demand from the underlying investors is. So I think...
How would that work?
There is a series of financial instruments and agreements that you can put in place, which mean that you're essentially stand to benefit from the price up or down on the underlying asset without you actually holding it on your balance sheet. So,
Oliver?
I think the next 5 years will be really changing a lot because, as mentioned, the traditional institutions are adopting, and I think that's the driver.
Yeah. No, I mean, we've seen BlackRock, we've seen a lot of the big ones, but still, then you go to smaller asset managers all around the world, and they're still like, nah.
Yeah, but that change is currently really taking place.
Great. So in how many years can we expect that, to say 20% of all asset managers hold crypto?
Yeah, I would say 5.
5 years. Jurgi?
I will agree with that. So I think it's really short term, kind of perspective.
I mean, we invited the largest Spanish asset manager to come to EBC. Sorry, independent asset manager, meaning not part of the big commercial banks here in Spain. And they're far away from, I mean, just as an example, far away. But they came. That's a big step. That's the first step. They came to EBC. Okay. So are we getting closer to the scorecards? Yeah. Well, on paper. Yeah. I mean, can we do it on paper or? Okay. No, we need to wait. Okay. Do we have any questions from the audience? Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Any questions from the audience? You have a question and a pen. Well, we need we need 3. Yeah. Well, life. Well, any questions for our speakers and jury members? Anything? Any question for the future?
I guess everyone is waiting for startup battle. So
Yeah, I know. Do we have the scorecards? Oh, amazing. Let's make it a reality. Okay, good. So we are gonna be a bit more. So it's not printed, but it's written by hand.
Wonderful.
Good. So, okay, you have 2 here. Okay. Who wants the? Andrew, you're gonna get. Good. Okay, just wait. Let me just see, Andrew, so you understand this. Can I have a look? Okay, just so everybody knows, they're gonna look at the product and solution of the startup. Yeah, and you can give a score of 1 to 5. Just to agree, 5 is the highest score. 5 is the highest score. Yeah, no, sometimes it's a bit confusing. So 5 is the highest score. We have market size and potential, business model, competition and positioning, traction and validation, and presentation performance. Are they too nervous? Yeah, you have to be nice to them. Okay, so then 1 to 5, and if you can help do the math at the end, that would be nice. So you're gonna get this one. Is that okay for you? You'll have to. Yeah, okay. You get a pen now. You're right. We're gonna turn the chairs. Yeah, and let's do this. We're just gonna. No, wait. It's fine. We're gonna move to the side. And I think that's it, right? Do we need to do more? There is pens, I think. Okay. Wait a bit. Oliver, we're gonna move you a bit. I think that's it. Are we good to go? Yeah, okay, so first startup. Who is the first startup? We need to come up. Yeah. No, so they can see the presentation. The startup will like mingle a bit this way, and you're gonna go in here. Okay, so the first participant we need on stage is Jimmy. DeFi by InvoiceMate. Jimmy, are you here? Are you here? Yeah. Okay, big applause. Woo! Are you nervous? Are you nervous? No? Okay. Go. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Nguyen, and I'm here on behalf of DeFa by InvoiceMate as its company's chairman, as well as an investor in the company myself. We're proud to have our company already recognized as a Future 100 company by the UAE government and a rising star by Deloitte's Tech Fast 50 program in the Middle East. And that really excites me because I've been in the industry a long time, since early years, about 2016, first as a chief executive and president of an entire blockchain. And before then, I was a digital tech lawyer in the US for 21 years. So I love good tech when it's useful for businesses and real users. And unfortunately, if you follow the crypto industry, you'd have to acknowledge that we have 2 isolated worlds now. Crypto, all of us here in this room, and then conventional businesses who do not really do much economic activity with crypto assets. conventional businesses do need financial services, especially credit and lending, to grow and operate. But they're typically concerned about using crypto-related products to do that. And crypto holders and investors, like people here in this room, you're probably sitting on idle digital assets that you want to gain some benefit from financially without selling or trading them, but want security and confidence before you'll pledge or stake them to some financial product. So why don't we bring these two things together? How do we change the fact that these are isolated? Well, how do we actually create real value for businesses from crypto assets? We're doing that with DeFa by InvoiceMate, which is a yield originator, a stable and secure yield originator, a platform where businesses can onboard to get access to cash faster. And if you're a crypto holder or investor, you can get leverage on your digital assets in a safe and secure manner for a reasonable profit. How do we do this? Well, it really just comes down to this piece of paper, boring as it is, an invoice. It is actually powerful. It is the most commercially used document in the world, and it has real-world asset value. And that real-world asset value is enabled through global financing marketplaces, invoice financing and invoice factoring, where businesses essentially get a loan or an advance against their unpaid invoices. That is a really powerful marketplace that's worth $3.6 trillion today, projected to be $6 trillion by 2032. So what do? Well, that marketplace needs to be modernized, and we are doing that by making invoices more tradable. What do? We've created DeFa, a decentralized factoring protocol by InvoiceMate, to create invoices as their own trusted and tradable asset. How do we do this? We actually use the invoices as the bridge between the Web 2 conventional businesses and Web 3 crypto liquidity providers. And then you are able to take your crypto assets and put them into our liquidity pools, and then we connect the SMEs to the crypto liquidity pools, and you get a yield on your digital assets that are pledged for some period of time. So how does this happen? 1, we onboard unpaid invoices by the SMEs. 2, we tokenize the invoices on blockchain after doing due diligence on them. And 3, we connect the SMEs to the crypto liquidity pools so that you can actually get cash for the SMEs, and for the crypto holders, you get a reasonable yield in a safe and transparent manner. So that is really a win-win, and what solves my frustration of the crypto world. This is done by KYI, Know Your Invoice. Think about it as like KYC, but for invoices, where we use our data to analyze whether an invoice is real, relatable, and ready for financing. We have an AI agent named Kara who helps to provide data to the investors to evaluate the risk pools that they want for SMEs and the loans. And that is helpful for allowing crypto investors to decide what level of risk they want in our different pools. And this is all wrapped by insurance so that you don't have to worry about the risk of a default by SMEs. And we have an insurance company that backs this.
The 4 minutes are
all right,
over.
thank you.
Okay, big applause. Woo! Okay, so stay. Two minutes for questions.
Sorry.
2 minutes for
Yeah.
questions. Go in.
We had 6 minutes earlier today, and so now we're down to 4. So.
Yeah, now it's shorter. Okay,
Okay.
just go over there.
Thank
It's
you.
fine.
Sorry.
Yeah, you get the questions. Okay, jury members.
Yes.
Andrew, Nick,
Yes.
Oliver.
Sure. So, what do you think the USP is for investors in choosing to invest in this product as opposed to staking on other protocols?
Yeah, I think we, because of the KYI, the Know Your Invoice, we create safety. So we have already done, supported 2,500 startups, SMEs in financing $80 million worth of invoices already, and generated for our lenders on the platform $1.8 million worth of return and revenue. And how we view it is it's a safe investment for a crypto investor, like a treasury bill, but with much higher yields. Our yields are about 10 to 14% generally, could be up to 26% if you choose the higher risk pool. And so those yields are pretty good and pretty stable given the safety of our KYI platform, and most importantly, the insurance. That's really the thing. If there's a default by an SME, it is insured by a company called Breach Insurance.
One more question for me. In terms of the SMEs that you're offering the service to, what sort of markets are you looking for, and what sort of profiles of businesses?
So the company's based in Abu Dhabi, the Abu Dhabi general market, and it is launched by 2 Pakistani founders who are my longtime friends. And our first markets are Pakistan and the UAE. So we're focused on the Middle East because invoice financing has not happened there because banks have viewed it too risky. And so when we go to banks to get financing, which we started with, we explain to them that the blockchain and AI elements reduce the risk significantly, and we convince them to try invoice financing. So we're focused on the Middle East first. Our next market will be Saudi Arabia, which is a very big market. We can, of course, bring this to Western countries, but our initial markets are in these markets which traditionally have not had invoice financing for SMEs. And so, and we have 20 partners now that are providing the liquidity from conventional finance to stablecoin lenders, so it's enough liquidity for us to grow in the years to come.
I would be interested in learning a bit more about your traction. So how many paying clients do you already have? And the second one connected to this would be, are you also planning to tap into markets where factoring is already introduced, widely known, and used for many, many years?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, we have supported 2,500 SMEs so far with $80 million worth of invoices financed. We've tokenized $500 million worth of invoices on blockchain. So our challenge now is to get more liquidity, right, so that we can issue the loans. I just talked with our CEO who's in Bali at an accelerator program, and they just landed a deal with Mars Capital, a significant financing firm, to provide a decent amount of liquidity for us. So to answer your second question, would we go to markets where there's already invoice financing? Yes, we would. It's more competitive there. I guess we can probably provide some better rates with the centralized liquidity pools. But that's why we're focusing on markets where they just do not have a tradition of invoice financing, and it's hard in those countries to get a loan for anything.
Okay, that's it. Thank you,
thank
Jimmy.
you.
Thank you. Okay, so next we have Deploi CEO Oscars. Yes, please give it to. So Oscar is actually a friend of the house. He joined some years back. Way! Up, come on. Need another pen. Do we have another pen? Do we have another pen, Fiorella? Yeah. Now, I was just saying quick thing about Oscars. So he joined us a few years back when we were running the European Tech School. Very good student, and now a very good businessman, startup founder. So good luck. We just need a pen. Did we get a second pen for the jury? Do we have another pen? Pen. Yeah. Okay, good. So now everybody has a pen? Fantastic. Okay, so you have 4 minutes only, Oscars. Yeah, 4 minutes. Okay, ready?
Yes. Hello, my name is Oscar Jepsis. I'm the CEO co-founder for Deploi, and we work with tokenized issuance of private credit. And our mission at the company is to become the global private credit utility platform for all the lenders and bankings, always be on 24/7 globally. So how we work is that once a loan has been issued by the lending company, we instantly tokenize it and fund it. Because we are solving the number one problem in the business is the cash flow problems. Because once the lending company issues the loan, they need to replace that capital with something new. So they don't need to wait for the borrower repayments, but now they can actually grow their business with us. And our intention is to work globally, so we can fund European lenders in the United States markets, United States lenders in the Middle East or Asia. So that's the so-called flow. And the next decade, we want to achieve 1 trillion volume with the funding and tokenized volume. And there's a reason for why such big markets needs tokenization and makes sense. Because in the investor side, they want to deploy next few years over 1.3 trillion extra in private credit. But there's 3 main problems that we're facing. One is the illiquidity, or basically we don't have no secondary markets for private credit. Another part is about the transparency, which I think is the most crucial part of the tokenized, actually of the private credit, because we do our proprietary data analysis for investors to manage your risk always with insights of the loan performance of the lending companies where you invest in. And the third one is the middle guys between, because on our side we do cut quite a lot of costs. And our solution is, first of all, transparent. It is accessible always and global. And what we do, we connect with the lending company's data of their portfolio and also all the performance there. We also do the underwriting policy reviews, financial analysis, and at the end, what we have is a security asset their investors can invest, and also they have the most best on the market, the risk management tool that we provide for them. And what we do use on the technology part is already known few standards, is 1155 standard and also 3475. So we use different standards together to basically create a unique product, because underlying we have different pools. All the lending companies who are working in the mortgages will be in mortgage pool. If they are in the business loans, they will be in bigger business pool loans. And we also reducing costs by basically adjusting the rates, how much they're offering for the capital costs. And when we also work on the distribution, we don't act as a marketplace. We act as a distributor to exchanges, to investment platforms. And then, of course, we also work on the settlement side between the investors and also how to distribute the investment itself, the capital. And the value add, of course, is 70% much more faster issuance for the lending company because they get capital much more faster. We also, onboarding time is, instead of 6 to 9 months, it's only 3 days with us. And our traction is quite huge when it comes to lending institutions. We already have secured 10. There's 6. We haven't updated since then. Our AR expected is close to 4 million. We have also quite great partners, including Coinbase. Our competitor side is more of a tokenization services providers. Our revenue model is coming from tokenization volume. And when it comes to distribution, so basically we work in European markets now. We will also be working in the United States.
We are done with the time. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so big applause to Deploi and Oscars. Woo! Okay, so jury members, a few questions from your side.
Thank you for the pitch. How do you actually control the quality of the loans? You've mentioned that, but I didn't get the point. So could you please once again elaborate more on that?
Yeah, before we actually start a collaboration, we do the financial checkup. We also do the loan portfolio assessment of the quality. So basically there's 2 indicators we always check, is non-performing loans and also about the issuance, how they're doing it. So those are the most indicators we're looking at. And then once that is done, we also connect to their loan portfolio performance and also reflect that to the investor side, so they can always have real-time updates always about their portfolio performance.
Can you tell us, thank you for the presentation, can you tell us a little bit about the team? How large is the team? What's your burning rate and your, when are you break even?
So myself, I've been in private credit before, working for a brokerage firm as an onboarding team lead with over 140 credit institutions in 37 jurisdictions. So that's my background. So I know quite well the alternative funding, especially when it comes to lending companies and what type of things they need and what type of data they have. I've been also working for Swedbank, and I've been working for different other fields of DeFi, so I have also the blockchain experience. Then I have my co-founder Alexander there sitting. He's a blockchain engineer for over a decade. He's also one of the guys who have built the Bitcoin mining center, largest one in Europe, in 2016-17, using the recent, at that time, the most recent chips from Apple. And for the burn rate, we're bootstrapped. We're going live in pre-listing with us in 2 weeks.
Any more questions?
One if I've got 5 seconds. Wait, are we out of time or can I ask?
Hey, quick, yeah.
You mentioned you've got, I think, was it 6 clients you've got currently in the onboarding process?
10.
Yeah. Talk us through the biggest challenges with getting them live and how you're overcoming that.
Yes, I think the biggest challenge is just do the collaboration agreement, cooperation agreement settlement, and then we need to get all the data to set it up because we are going to be automating how we're going to be analyzing the lending companies. With AI tools, we're going to be automating the financial and portfolio quality analysis. So that's the most part that is taking the time. And then when it comes to integrations, we just use their APIs. So basically, and then of course, also we sometimes help them to build them internally because we have the knowledge about what type of data we need according to the loan standards.
Amazing. So thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Woo. Okay. So now to the third finalist. We have David from Frigg. Frigg? Frigg.
Frigg.
Frigg, there you go. Welcome to the stage. You have 4 minutes.
Hello, everyone. This is Uwe. Uwe is a simple guy. He just finished building this first solar energy project with some money he inherited from his grandmother. He has a few friends who have a construction company who specialize in installing these ground mount solar panels, and he thought it was a good idea to enter that market. Now, it turns out that was a great idea. The project is live, it's up and running, and it's generating monthly cash flows for him while providing clean electricity for his community. Now that he understands the market a bit more, Uwe has dreams. He has a vision. He wants to build out more of these projects, develop a battery storage system, and is even exploring wind turbines. The problem is, it's extremely difficult for Uwe to secure the financing that he needs to start the construction of these projects. Even though he has this initial project that's generating cash flows that he could use as collateral. Why? Because his project is simply too small to absorb the fees imposed by the traditional financing system. And he doesn't speak the language of the investors he needs to speak to. He doesn't know what documents to provide. He doesn't know how to build a cash flow model. He doesn't even know what a debt service coverage ratio is. All of us here, however, know that we desperately need more projects like this to be built. And this is exactly why we built Frigg. Frigg is the operating system for renewable energy finance. It's a marketplace where these projects and the capital markets meet. It's a place where people create and close deals around renewable energy projects. And it's a place where investors and project developers alike obtain financial assessments and financial engineering around the projects. When we started out with Frigg, we weren't sure how big the opportunity was. Turns out it's pretty massive because of 3 main reasons. The first is climate change. People, governments, investors increasingly realize that we really need to scale renewable energy infrastructure if we want to mitigate the worst outcomes of climate change, especially now with the advent of AI, blockchain, and widespread electrification. Second, we believe that the market is now ripe for financial innovation. People finally understand what terms like fractionalization, bundling, tokenization, and project finance means. And that allows us to flexibly create deals that effectively open up a new asset class to investors by bringing it on-chain. And finally, we now have the digital infrastructure that we need to actually do this, notably the blockchain that allows us to securely securitize the underlying renewable energy projects into transparent, traceable, composable, and tradable securities. We work with project developers, asset managers, and investors all across the globe that share the same vision of frictionless financing for renewable energy. Beyond the marketplace and deal-making capabilities that we have, we increase the level of transparency in the market with institutional-grade, instantaneous financial analysis around the project. We leverage proprietary project data, benchmarks, meteorological data, and financial market data to do all of this jazz here in the middle of the slide that I won't go into, but that ultimately allows investors and project developers to better assess and evaluate the project. So my message to you is this: if you know investors who are interested in real cash flow generating tangible assets, or if you know people like Uwe who are developing this infrastructure, send us a message. We now have around 200 projects on the platform, and we're just getting started. I'm David with Frigg. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, questions from our dear jury members.
Renewable energy is, of course, a regulatory issue in every country. It's different. Can you tell us a little bit more about how you are planning to organize your go-to-market? Where do you see the largest opportunities? And also, where do you see some hurdles that I guess also exist?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a good question. I'll start with the problems. So we have a market which is, well, it's split into two. There's the project developers on one side who are developing these projects. These people are, on the field with boots, and they're a specific crowd. And on the other side, we have institutional investors who, well, speak the language of finance. And so reconciling these two worlds together is sort of the challenge. In terms of the go-to-market, we see it as a quite scalable model in the sense that once we find a few investors, which we're actually onboarding right now, that are interested in the asset class, which is now new, so this small to medium-sized segment for renewable energy, it's relatively scalable because the pockets are quite big and the projects are typically less than 5 million euros capex, give or take. And so we're hoping for this, or we're engineering this network effect across the platform. And in terms of project developers, there's a lot of word of mouth, and that's how we get it out. In addition to that, we have the SaaS component, which allows us to lock in both sides of the equation, including also asset managers that don't necessarily have a need for financing, but simply need to manage their portfolios.
Can I ask, is there anyone else that you're aware of that's doing this right now, and how are you sort of standing out vis-a-vis them?
Yeah, great question. So there are a few companies that do something similar in the space. There's pure marketplaces that focus exclusively on the matchmaking, sometimes preliminary documentation, and then there's your ESG funds, private equity firms that can also do this more in a sort of accompanied process. Our USP is really the vertical integration of everything on one platform. So from project sourcing, documentation, analysis, to then facilitating the transactions and following up with post-investment monitoring.
Quick one. Do you have, so basically, what are the key markets that you target? So what are the key markets, what are the most sizable markets that you actually can go to?
Yeah, this is continuously evolving. Right now, we focus on small scale to medium scale renewable energy projects. That's roughly 1 to 50 megawatt installed capacity. It's solar projects, wind. We do a bit of run-of-river hydro, waste to energy, and what's very hot at the moment, especially in Europe, is BESS, so battery storage installations. We see a lot of movements from project developers towards hybrid models where they combine electricity producing component with a battery storage component, and that allows them to arbitrage from market prices.
Thank you. Thank you, David.
Thank you very much.
Woo! Okay. So now, please welcome to Ivo from Real Finance. Big applause.
3, 2, 1.
Hi everyone, thank you for being here. My name is Ivo Grigorov, and I'm co-founder of Real Finance. Just a quick background story about the team. We all come from traditional financial world. My personal expertise is credit risk assessment and methodology, and the rest of the guys, econometrics, etc. So, yeah, quite a lot of experience there. What is Real? It's an EVM-compatible L1, purposely built for large-scale onboarding on financial assets, and namely financial instruments such as bonds, debts, and equities as well. The problem with tokenization and overall with RWA, which we have identified, is the trust issues and the single point of failure by the issuer. So that's where we came up with Real, where actually we have introduced a dual validation system, so including business entities into our validator models and into our consensus layer. We have basically 3 main pillars which guarantee us security, decentralization, and trustlessness. What this means is that we have tokenization companies which are doing the due diligence and the legal due diligence for the actual asset. Then we have basically credit scoring companies and other evaluation companies to evaluate the assets both on-chain and off-chain. And then we have an insurance company which actually insure the assets against default, especially in case of cash flow generating assets. Again, current system is, there is limited transparency, lack of innovation and slow adoption, and excessive centralization. With us, we have identified that these assets can be very transparent, both for retail and institutions alike. Anyone can become a validator as long as they have proof of stake, and they get slashed according to their performance, whether it's poor or they get incentivized if they're performing well. And I mean that also on the business entities side as well. So far, so far we are partnering with 3 banks. One of them is Wiener Privatbank. We're backed by them. They're a publicly traded bank in Austria. We have another bank in LATAM and also a bank in MENA region as well. Overall, the market opportunity is more than 30 trillion in terms of financial assets which can be brought on-chain, and there's a lot of benefits to this. Overall, we are aiming to have 500 million in the next 12 months on-chain. Currently, we are building our MVP, and we have 20 million in assets on-chain at the MVP stage through Wiener Privatbank. So, I'll be happy to take any questions. A few more minutes.
So, did you say you're currently building the MVP?
Yes, it's 8 weeks away.
8 weeks away, okay. And when do you think you'll have sort of first customer onboarded and, first revenue?
Wiener Privatbank is gonna, basically we're gonna tokenize and put on chain 20 million from their assets at MVP level. So.
Can you elaborate a little bit more on which target segments do you see as strategically critical and that you are planning to go into, and where do you see that there are, some barriers maybe?
Well, for us, it's very important to have interoperability for such kind of assets and actually use them as leverage and be able to borrow against them. So critical sectors, it would be interbank lending. Interbank lending at some point, repo deals at some point, zero settlements directly on chain. Not zero settlements, I mean T0 for settlement. And that would be very barriers to entry. It would be most likely the technological aspect, the integration, and actually bringing the onboard of the assets themselves. That's why we're partnering with different tokenization companies. We're already partnered with Bricken for tokenizing such kind of assets, and we're increasing our ecosystem as we speak.
Can you maybe a few words on the planned roadmap and when you're planning to be break-even?
Well, roadmap, as I said, MVP in 8 weeks. About the same time, we're planning to launch our native token. And in the next 10 months, we're having mainnet as well.
Break-even?
Break-even? Break-even is 18 months from now. 18 months from now.
Yeah. Fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, Ivo. Okay, so now, fantastic. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, guys, so I need to collect in a bit your points, but I want to say congratulations to all the startups because, well, first of all, we had hundreds of applications, 50 finalists. Don't go too far away because we're going to have the winners in a bit. Yeah. So 50 finalists, and of those, the few winners we had here on stage, well, winners selected, and now in a bit we're going to have the 3 winners. So congratulations, no matter what, because it's quite impressive how far you've went so far. So, as I said, the jury members are now putting the last points. Are you ready? No, we're gonna, yeah, that's it. So what I need you to do now is help us maybe also just calculate. It's all done? Yeah, fantastic. Very good, very good. Don't look. Okay, yeah? Here? Okay. Yeah, okay, we have a last one. A last one here. Andrew is doing a proper analysis, due diligence. Good, 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 good. So we're almost there, and we'll soon continue with a few drinks and maybe a little bit of dance. Is that what you like? Andrew, you're almost there, right? Done, okay. Yeah, yours is a bit tricky. Names? Oh, okay. Yes, okay. Yeah, so Andrew had to do it manually. So just, this is important. So we have first startup, second, third, fourth, and this is the score, yeah? Okay, good. So maybe just a question for the jury members. Do you have a clear winner? Do you think you're gonna agree? No, no, no?
I think everyone did really well. So
Yeah?
my scores were certainly very close and probably for the same as you. So it's got to be a coin toss.
The four startups were very close to each other? Okay. Okay. Guys, you were very close to each other. Ooh. What about your case? Were they close to each other?
Yes, yes, close to each other. And yeah, thank you very much, guys, for presenting. It's a good job, so keep going.
Very nice.
I'm curious.
But in terms of the scores, were they close to each other, or was there a bit of a...
Three were really close, yeah.
Ooh, so you're going to be the one who's actually going to...
I don't know, maybe.
Because if they're very close to each other and you have one that's not so close to the three others, then we have the three winners, maybe. Okay, guys, so it's a little bit, it's like New Year's Eve, we're almost there. Do we have any predictions in terms of like getting the winner? Prediction, I would talk about 2 minutes. Yeah, okay, good.
They're doing the math.
They're doing the math. They're doing the math, fantastic. Okay, guys, so what else? Do you have any recommendations for startups in general, anything? Don't have, oh yeah, have a mic there.
I would say only one thing. So, I mean, you have only 5 minutes, right, for the pitch. I mean, you need to plan accordingly, right? So if you have like 20 slides, it doesn't make sense to tell about every slide, right? So you need to skip some of them, maybe, and then focus on the most crucial points that you would like to communicate, and that's it. Because I've seen that a couple of companies didn't finish their pitch, right? So they didn't have
really
time.
what?
They didn't have time to finish the pitch, right? So they have some slides left. So
because
just
we were a
plan
bit
accordingly.
mean. We were mean to them. Before you had more time, right? You had 6 minutes before, and now you had 4. So we were a bit mean.
Okay.
They lost
okay,
2
yeah,
minutes.
I see it. Okay.
Poor
I see it now.
them. But that's a bit more like pressure, you know. Well, anything.
Yeah, I mean, it was a tough assignment. 4 minutes is not a long time, but I guess it ultimately comes down to what do you do, where do you play, and how you're going to win.
Yeah. I guess also what's very tricky is to have a mixed audience, right? Because if they knew, okay, I'm only going to have investors here, or I'm only going to have potential clients, right? But if you have a very mixed audience, Oliver.
I think one important point is always to draw the vision, tell the story of what you're bringing to the world, and then translate this into, you know, a revenue projection so that you get the basis and the monetary outcome. I think that would be important. That has been missing a little bit sometimes, but yeah.
You missed a little bit of what vision you said, or?
This connection from the vision to the actually monetarization and the business plan. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess sometimes that's a little tricky. That's a little tricky. I just need to see with my team, how is it going? It's like a blockchain, you know. We're almost there. It's a slow blockchain. Sorry.
Are they negotiating?
yeah, I don't know. I don't know who to do next block. Okay, guys. So what else? Do you have anything you want to add? Final words before we have the... Oh, I have something to say. I have something to say. I forgot something very important. Yes, so we have prizes from our amazing sponsors and partners. We have One.io, Andrew. We have GK by Galaxy. You saw them outside in their booth. COINTELEGRAPH, Nick. Ascensi, you are down there, yes. If you need help in Spain or in the EU in general, she's your lawyer. Ascensi, FP Block, are you here? Engineering support. Okay, they are here somewhere. And Securo, are we here? And other of the partners. So the winner will get services from all these companies. You will be contacted later on. You're ready? Okay. Oh, wait. So here's the prizes. 10K grand from Cointelegraph to the third place. And also, as I said before, the third place of the hundreds of startups that applied to EBC Startup Battle 2025. Do we have a... And second place, 20K grand from combined. Is it combined or what is that? I guess it's combined from the different players. Do you know? Or is it 20K from you and then? We don't know. It's at least 20K worth of services. Okay, and the first place, 40K grand and other services. I think actually it comes from you, but okay, and then there is something on top. Okay, so do we have the winners? Yeah, how do I get them? Do I get a WhatsApp? Do you send me a letter? No, we don't know. Okay, I'm nervous now. I'm nervous. What about you guys? Ivo, Oscars, David, and Jimmy? Are you nervous? Are you okay? Okay, good. Yeah? Good? Fantastic. I think I need to figure out. I don't understand. Am I gonna get the answers up here or? Are you writing it? Nice. Okay, so in a bit we'll have the winner. I'll ask some of our partners, essentially, to come up because when we hand out the prizes, we'll do it together. So you stay, jury members. We have the winners on stage and also our partners. Yes, good. Are we ready, Andres? Oh, okay. ¿Este es el ganador? Oh. Number 2 and number... Okay, I think I got it. Okay, so you start normally with the third place, right? Okay, so the third place goes to DeFa. Yay, it's Jimmy. Woo! Congratulations. Are you excited?
I think I'm talked out today.
Well, congratulations. Okay, but yeah, stay here. I'll continue. So second place goes to, yeah, we have this in a bit. Yeah, goes to Frigg. Was that pronounced correct? Frigg. Okay, big applause. Woo!
Thank you so much to the organizers, thank you to the juries, and thank you to the audience.
So the first place goes to, are you ready? It goes to Deploi. Oscars. Woo!
Well, I'm super surprised, but at the same time, I want to thank you so much for the given opportunity. It's my third time here in the conference and the first time on stage, and I'm super glad to be here as well. And yeah, I truly love what I do. That's my passion as well. I love to do things in finance and improve them. That's the most important part that I love about. And I think every single founder that I met here, they are super ambitious, and I'm also going to be collaborating and helping them as well alongside. So thank you.
Okay, so now it's a picture time, I think, yeah? If you hold that. Jury members, yeah. Also, yeah. Maybe you can go a bit more, yeah. No, not cash prize, yeah. Yeah. Okay, the center. And also, yeah. Yeah, you go to the sides. Okay, well, let's do them first, yeah. Okay. Woo! Congratulations! Winners of EBC Startup Battle! Woo, woo, woo! Hey! Yippee! Amazing. You got the pictures? I'll now, yeah, please, partners and jury members, let's take a family picture all together. Yes, let's go. Yeah, Jimmy, all good? You're exhausted. It's okay. Now we're gonna have a drink. Oh yeah. Okay.
Flying around the world.